The Man in the Hills. Thomas puffs proudly all over the island of Sodor. He is especially happy to visit his friends on the narrow gauge railway. There is always something special to do or to see in the high hills. One day, Thomas puffed into the wharf. Lots of his friends were there. Hello! It was the narrow gauge controller's birthday. The little engines had a lot to do before they could go to his party. Thomas was excited. I've brought a present from Sir Topham Hatt. It's a special tent to have the birthday party in. We have special presents too. I'm taking decorations. And I'm taking flowers. We're taking banners. And balloons. They were all very excited.
I'm going to tell him a Man in the Hills story. They are his favorites.
Thomas had never heard of the Man in the Hills.
He was a very tall man, dressed all in white. He lived high in the hills. No one has ever found him.
An idea flew into Thomas's funnel. Maybe I can find him and bring him to Mr. Percival's party. That would be the most special present of all.
I can help you. I know the hills better than anyone.
No, thank you. I'm sure I can find him on my own. Thomas was uncoupled from his flatbed. Please don't leave for the party without me. And he chuffed quickly away. Thomas raced through the hills. The Man in the Hills, the Man in the Hills. I know I'll find him. I'm sure that I will, he chuffed to himself. Thomas puffed up to a hillside hall. There was a man, dressed all in white. It's the Man in the Hills, he thought excitedly to himself. Please, come with me to see Mr. Percival. Yes, Thomas. Right away. So the man climbed on board. And Thomas chuffed away. Thomas puffed proudly into the wharf. I found the Man in the Hills! The man stepped from the cab. I'm not the Man in the Hills. I'm the dairyman. Thomas was surprised. Fizzling fireboxes! Scarloey and Rheneas giggled. We can help you find the Man in the Hills. No, thank you. And Thomas steamed quickly away. Thomas searched high and low. The Man in the Hills, the Man in the Hills. I know that I'll find him. I'm sure that I will, he huffed to himself. Thomas chuffed towards the mill. A man was waiting nearby. He was white from head to foot. This must be the Man in the Hills, thought Thomas. Please come with me to see Mr. Percival. Right away, Thomas. So the man climbed on board. And Thomas chuffed away. Thomas puffed into the wharf. I found the Man in the Hills. The man stepped down. I'm not the Man in the Hills. I'm the miller. Thomas could see the miller was no longer white. All the flour had blown off him. Thomas was upset. The miller was worried. I still have to make the birthday cake for the party. And I have to make the ice cream. The little engines were cross.
You said you'd bring the best present of all. Now Mr. Percival doesn't have any presents, and we're all late.
Thomas felt terrible. I wanted to find the most special present all on my own. But all I've done is spoil the party for everyone, especially for Mr. Percival. So Thomas asked Scarloey and Rheneas to take the party tent. Please, hurry. The dairyman and the miller boarded Thomas. and Thomas raced quickly away. Thomas was determined to put everything right. Thomas delivered the dairyman to the dairy to make the ice cream. And he delivered the miller to the mill. At last, the cake was baked, and Thomas chuffed quickly away with it. Thomas met Freddie at a junction. Freddie was on his way to the party. I have to get the birthday cake to the party as quickly as I can. Please, help me find the shortcut. Freddie was happy to help. Come on now, follow me. And together they puffed quickly away. Thomas and Freddie stopped at the Green Hills Junction. Suddenly, Thomas gasped. Bust my boiler! Look! There, all in white, was a man. He was carved into the hillside. He shone in the moonlight. It's the man in the hills! Thomas, you found him! Suddenly, Thomas had an idea. Freddie, please bring Mr. Percival here with all the engines. And Freddie raced away. Soon, all the engines were gathered by the man in the hills. The engines gasped, and everyone was delighted. There, far away and high up in the high hills, Sir Handel was ready to tell his story. And Mr. Percival had the best birthday present ever from all of the engines.